Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into 10 most practiced questions on linear and quadratic inequalities. Perfect for boosting your confidence and exam skills. Whether you are preparing for GCSEs or just need a quick refresher, this session is going to help you to master this topic step by step. Also, exciting news, we are currently running GCSE paper walkthrough batches and get expert guidance at just £6 per hour. It's just a very small batch, like hardly 3 students. And it's a great way to revise effectively with the proven techniques. And if you're looking for online classes from year 1 all the way up to A levels for any subject, we have got you covered. Just drop us an email at exacademy@gmail.com to book your spot or ask any questions. So let's get started and make inequalities easy. Now the first question is, solve the following inequality and represent it on a number line. In linear inequalities, all the maximum harder question that you can see, I have tried to put them here so that you can just go through it. If you are not aware how to solve linear inequalities, I hope you know how to solve linear equations, because that you have started since year 6. So that's all you need to do. You know linear equations, and that's the solution part is just like the linear equations. Take the example, if it's x plus 1 is equals to 0. When it's an equation, you transpose 1 onto the right hand side, it will change its sign and it will become x equals -1. Or if it's 2x minus 3 is equals to 0, you transpose 3 onto the right hand side, this, and then divide both the sides, because we need to isolate x, and we can do by transposing or cross multiplication. So now divide both the sides by 2. This will give me x equals 3/2. We have to apply the same thing. That means if x plus 1 greater than 0, then doing the same, let me transpose 1 onto the right hand side, it will give you x greater than -1. Similarly, if I replace equals to sign with less than equals to 0, again I'll be doing the same, transposing 3 onto the right hand side and dividing both the sides by 2. This will give me the same. The meaning will change. The solution, this left and right side part will be the same. The meaning will change because in first case we got only one value for x, which is 3/2. But now inequality says that x can take up any value equals to 3/2 or lesser than 3/2, any value that are lesser than 3/2 till -infinity. So x can take any value. So that's the meaning of inequality, and this is the reason in inequalities will not get only one answer but a multiple answer. I mean, there will be whole range for it. Now solving this one, it says 2 times x plus 1 over 3 greater than equals 1. So for that I'll be multiplying both the sides by 3. Then this will be 2 times x plus 1 greater than equals 3. Also, I hope you all aware of these signs like greater than, less than, greater than equals to, less than equals to. That means greater than stands for that this number is greater than. Just like I've explained, it says x is greater than 1. That means x can take all the values that are greater than 1. It can be 2, 4, 5 till infinity. Less than, that means x is lesser than 1 is x can take any value which are lesser than 1. X is greater than equals to, that means we are including that particular value as well. X greater than 1 and x greater than equals to 1, that means x can take, in first case, x can take any value greater than 1 but not including 1. It can be 1.0001 as well, but not the 1. But x is greater than equals to 1, which means we are including 1 as well. So now coming to this question, I have multiplied both the sides by 3. That gave me 2 times x plus 1 greater than equals 3. Now dividing both the sides by 2. This will give me x plus 1 greater than equals 3/2. Now subtract 1. So x greater than equals 3/2 minus 1. Or x greater than equals 1/2. So that's your final answer. And when we will be representing it on the number line, I have draw a circle above 1 over 2. So 1 over 2, that means 0.5, which is this. And then it says x is greater than equals to. So that means I have to draw a line, and representing it can take any value greater than 0.5, like this. Now remember, if it was only x greater than half, so I have to make unfilled circle because it represents that we are not including half. But when I am including half, which is in this case x is greater than equals half, we have to make it a filled circle like this. And that's how we'll represent it on a number line. Moving on to the next question. Now it has two inequalities, so whatever I'll do with one, I have to do with all of these three basically. So our main aim is still the same, to isolate x. So in order to isolate x, I'll multiply 3 to all the sides. So it will give me, multiplying 3 to all the sides will give me 15, 4x minus 1, and this will be 27. Now we have to remove this negative 1, so adding 1 onto every side basically. 16, 4x, 28. Now dividing 4 from all the sides, we have to divide all the sides by 4. It will give me 4, 7, and that's your final answer, which is that x is greater than equals 4 but less than equals 7. And when I'll represent this on the number line, it will give me, I'll have to draw 4 and 7. There is no open range to it, like this. And because in both the cases, whether it's 4 or 7, we are including it, so I have to fill it like this. See question number 2a. Solve the following inequality. Same thing, whatever we are doing with 1. The main aim is to isolate x. So multiplying 2 to all the sides, it will give me minus 20, 5x plus 1, and this will be 58. Now subtract 1 from all the sides, so that will give me minus 21, 5x, and that will give me 57. Now divide both the sides, all the sides basically, by 5. We'll get minus 21 over 5, which is minus 4.2 x, and 57 over 5 will give you 11.4. Now x is an integer, then write down all the solutions of the inequality basically, it's inequality given in part A. So we have to write down all the solutions. If it's an integer, write down all the solutions of this given above inequality, all the integer solutions. So basically this will be negative 4.2. X is greater than negative 4.2. So the next integer that will be there will be negative 4 obviously. So negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These are all the integers of this solution. 3 sprinters are competing each other. Sprinter A ran with the speed of x, so sprinter A with x. Sprinter B ran with thrice the speed of sprinter A, so sprinter B will be 3x. And sprinter C's speed was 5 km less than the speed of the sprinter B. That means C is 3x minus 5 because it's 5 less than it. If the speed of the sprinter C is greater than the speed of sprinter A, then so speed of sprinter C is greater than A. So C is 3x minus 5 and A is x, which means if I transpose it here, this will give me 2x, and when I transpose negative 5 onto the right hand side will give me positive 5. X is greater than 5 over 2. So find the possible speed of sprinter A. That means sprinter A can take any value greater than 5/2, which is 2.5. If sprinter can take only integer values, then what is the minimum speed of each sprinter? So obviously we have calculated x is greater than 5/2. So if it's greater than 2.5, so the first, you can say, the integer value that will come will be 3. So that means the minimum value it can take is 3. So x can take is 3. So in that case, b will be 3 times 3, that is 9. And c will be 3 times 3 minus 5, which is 4. So these are the values of or speed of each sprinter. Kilometer per hour, kilometer per hour, kilometer per hour. Moving on to the question number 4. Given 4x minus over 3 is greater than equals 4 but less than equals 7, we have another equation 2y plus 3 greater than equals 13 and another in terms of z. We have to find the minimum value of x plus y, which means obviously we have to solve this inequality first, and so that we can at least find the minimum value. So because it's all about x and y, so we'll be focusing on this, not on z. Let me solve the first inequality, multiplying all the sides by 3. 12, x minus 1, 21. Adding 1 to all the sides, 13 and 22. So x is basically greater than equals 13 but less than equals 22. Solving the next one, 2y plus 3 greater than equals 13. Subtract 3 to both the sides. I'll get 2y greater than equals 10, and dividing both the sides by 2, I'll get y greater than equals 5. Now the minimum value it can take, if y is greater than equals 5, that means obviously the minimum value of y is 5. Because y can take any value which is equals to 5 and greater than 5. So the minimum value of y would be definitely 5 because all other values are greater than it. For here, x has a minimum value of 13 and a maximum value of 22. So minimum value, x minimum is definitely 13 and y minimum is definitely 5. So minimum value of x plus y will be 13 plus 5, which is 18. So 18 is the minimum value of x plus y. Now we have to calculate the maximum value of 2z plus x. We have already calculated x. We have to calculate z. So this is the inequality dealing with z. We have to multiply 2 to both the sides. Will give me 4z minus 6 less than equals negative 2. Now to isolate z, we have to add 6 to both the sides. It will give me 4z less than equals minus 2 plus 6, which is 4. And then finally dividing both the sides by 4, I'll get z is less than equals 1. Which means if z can take any value equals to or less than 1, that means the maximum value z can take is 1 itself. Because z has all the values lesser than 1 but not the greater than 1, which clearly proves that the maximum value of z is 1. So z max will be 1. And we already know that the maximum value of x is 22 because x is from 13 to 22. 13 was its minimum value and 22 its maximum. So the maximum value of this will be 2 times 1 plus 22, which was x maximum. So 24 is the maximum value. Question 5 says the perimeter of the rectangle given above is greater than 60 centimeters. Then find the possible values of x. Perimeter, which means sum of all the sides. So it's given as length is x plus 5, whereas width is 2x minus 1. So it will be x plus 5 plus, and also I just need to twice it because opposite sides are equal. So they have two lengths. So it will be 2 times x plus 5 and 2 times the width. And it says that the perimeter of the rectangle above is greater than 60. That means it should be greater than 60. So on solving, I'll get 2x plus 10 plus 4x minus 2 greater than 60. Adding all the x's, I'll get 6x plus 8 greater than 60. and moving 8 onto the right hand side, I'll get 6x greater than 60 minus 8, which is 52. And finally, dividing both the sides by 6, you'll get x is greater than 52 over 6, which then can be simplified as x greater than 26 over 3. Now, that means x can take all the values that are greater than 26 over 3. Now, the area of this rectangle is less than area of a rectangle given in part A. I mean, this one. Then find the possible values of x. So first, area of rectangle, this area of rectangle, let's say this is area of rectangle B. It says this is less than the area of rectangle in part A. So, area of rectangle B is length times width, x plus 7 times x plus 5. And this is lesser than area of A, which is x plus 5 times, because area of a rectangle is length times width. So here length times width will be x plus 5 times 2x minus 1. Now we just need to expand because we have to find all the possible values of x. So ultimately we have to solve this inequality. So expanding this one, will get x squared plus 12x plus 35 less than, and this one will be x times 2x squared minus x plus 10x minus 5. We all know how to expand the brackets, and if you don't know, I have explained that in thirds as well, so you can go there and you can understand that. So now this is x squared plus 12x plus 35 less than 2x squared plus 9x minus 5. Now bringing all on the one side, it will give me x squared, and now I have brought all the left hand terms onto the right hand side. It will give me x squared, now minus 3x and then minus 40. This is how we'll get this. That means x squared minus 3x minus 40 is greater than 0. And if this is greater than 0, this is a quadratic inequality. So the way to solve quadratic inequality is first solve the quadratic equation. This is the quadratic inequality, x squared minus 3x minus 40 greater than 0. If you're not aware of this, then just pay attention, and still if you're not be able to understand, you can just go over the video 2-3 times to understand it properly. So first thing is, we have this inequality. The first thing that we have to do is convert inequality into equation. This sign you have to replace it with equals to sign. So x squared minus 3x minus 40 is equals to 0. And then we have to find the solution for this x1 and x2. So this will be x minus 8 times x plus 3. Obviously, because the product has to be, 5. Product has to be minus 40. So minus 8 times 5 will be minus 40. And sum has to be negative 3. So negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3. Equals 0. That means x1 is 8 and x2 is negative 5. So we have solved the equation. Okay, as of now, just forget about the inequality and try to find the solution for this expression given. Then plot it. It's negative 5 and 8. And draw this roughly. You don't have to draw it precisely, only a U-shaped curve passing through these two coordinates. Then we have 3 reasons, always these 3 reasons. This reason is entirely positive reason, this reason is entirely negative reason, and this is entirely positive reason. That means negative infinity to negative 5 here in this case is positive reason. This one, reason 1. Reason 2 is lying between negative 5 to 8, so negative 5 to 8. And this is negative reason because it's below x-axis, so this is a negative reason. Then the third reason, and third reason is when it's greater than 8, so 8 to infinity. So this is all basically your reason. These are the reasons. Now when to select these reasons, it all depends on your inequality. In this case, our inequality is x squared minus 3x minus 40 greater than 0. That means greater than 0 represents the positive reasons. So we have two positive reasons, this one and this one. So my answer will be negative infinity to negative 5 and or union or you can say 8 to infinity. And that will give you the inequality for this one. Say for example, it was x squared minus 3x minus 40 less than 0. Less than 0, that means we have to see the negative reason, and negative reason is this one, which is between negative 5 to 8. So that will be your answer in that case. So these are the possible values of x basically. So actually also we just have to check, because it says find the possible values of x, but in case of area we have to look closely that whether all the values of x will be satisfied or not. Because say for example you have put negative 5, so that will make it 0, not possible. Less than negative 5, so that means negative 6, negative 7, that will make the whole length negative, which is not even possible. So from 8 to infinity is definitely correct, but lesser than negative 5 to negative infinity is not correct, because even if you put negative 5 here, it will make this negative, which is not possible. So discarding that entirely, our possible values for x will be 8 to infinity. Moving on to question number 6. Solve the following inequality. Same, I just have to multiply the denominator. On multiplying the denominator, this will give me 5x less than equals negative 2 times 3x squared minus 2. 5x less than equals, now expand the bracket, you'll get negative 6x squared plus 4. Now bringing right hand side, like all the terms on right hand side onto the left hand side, it will give you 6x squared plus 5x minus 4 less than equals 0. We have to just make the factors, which means we have to find two numbers. Their sum should be equals to 5 and their product should be equals to negative 24. So sum should be 5 and product should be negative 24. The two numbers are, I have described already, I have done quadratics, and if you are not aware of it, you can just go, like I'm talking about the 10 questions, okay, not talking about the entire video that I have made on quadratics. Only the 10 question I have explained how to find the factors, the easy way to find two factors. So this would be negative 24 and negative 24, so obviously this is negative 8 and 3. So negative, you can say, sorry, it's positive 5, so positive 8 and negative 3. So 8 times negative 3 is negative 24 and 8 plus negative 3 is 5. So I need to split into 8 and minus 3. So 6x squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 4. Now we have to make the pairs. From here I have to take out 2x as common. Remaining is 3x plus 4. And from here, taking minus 1 is common, 3x plus 4. So two factors are 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 4, lesser than equal 0. Now we have to do the same thing. That means we have to find the values. I mean, replace the inequality with equals to sign. From here, I get x1 as half and x2 as negative 4 over 3. So on drawing here, my one root is negative 4 over 3, another is half. So it will be my curve. It says lesser than equals. Lesser than equals, that means, and also like if you want to write it like this, you can write x is greater than 8. There's other way of writing this one basically. So again, this will be a positive reason, a negative reason, a positive reason, because it's lesser than equals to. That means we have to only focus on the negative part, which is the bottom region, which lies in between -4 to 1. So there are two ways. So I got to know what's my inequality. X is lying between -4/3 to half. This is in a set notation, and in terms of inequality I can write that x is greater than equals -4/3, because this also include equals to. X is greater than equals -4/3 but less than equals to half. Now see this one, 4x squared minus 7x minus 10 less than 3x squared plus 5x minus 30. Now in that case we have to bring all the terms on one side. That will make it 4x squared minus 3x squared as x squared, minus 7x minus 5x as minus 12x, and minus 10, and when you bring minus 30 it will be plus 30, will make it 20 less than 0. Clearly I can see that the two numbers are 10 and 2, -10 and -2. If I add -10 and -2, it will give me -12. On multiplying, it will give me 20. So x minus 10 and x minus 2 less than 0. That means x1 is 10 and x2 is positive 2. On drawing, two numbers are 2 and 10, and that will be my parabola. Because it's a less than 0, it will be this portion only. Let me just quickly draw it here more clearly. 10 and 2, and this is your negative region, because less than 0, that means they're talking about the negative region. That means your x is lying in between 2 and 10. So x is less than 10 but greater than 2. That's your answer. Solve the following inequality. 49x squared minus 81. This is already been discussed in quadratics. If something is in form of a squared minus b squared, the factorization is simple: a plus b times a minus b. So a squared minus b squared is a plus b times a minus b. That means 49x squared is 7x whole squared. How you got to know is like they're two square numbers, if you can identify them easily, minus 9 squared. So this is 7x minus 9 times 7x plus 9 less than equal 0. So x1 will be 9 by 7 and x2 is -9 by 7. Drawing, I'll get -9 by 7, +9 by 7. We are looking for negative value only because it's lesser than equal 0. That means this reason only. So which means x is clearly in between it. So x should be greater than equals to -9 by 7 but less than equals +9 by 7. Moving on to the part B, I just have to make or isolate x. So for that I have to multiply all the sides by 2. So this will be 8 less than equals x squared minus 1 less than equals 48. I have multiplied by 2. Now in order to isolate x squared, I need to add 1 to all the sides. It will give me 9 x squared and this will be 49. And then I have to root it. So on rooting it, I have to say 3x and 7. And also there was one more thing here mentioned, where x can take all positive values. Because when you root x, okay, this was a misprint actually, so that's why I have written it. Because when you root it, on rooting something you can get positive and negative answers both. You'll get positive when you root x squared equals 9. On rooting you'll get x is equals to positive and -3 both. So we have to consider them as well. But because here it's already mentioned that x can take only positive values, so that's why we are taking up only positive answer. And that's your final inequality. Question 8 says find the set of value of x for which x squared minus 7x plus 10 less than equal 0 and x squared minus 10x plus 20y greater than equals 0. That means we just have to solve them separately and see which value is overlapping, and that will be the final answer. So for the first inequality, x squared minus 7x plus 10 less than equals 0, it's very easy to factorize. It's x minus 5 and x minus 2. That means when I'll draw this one, x1 is 5 and x2 is 2. And it's less than equals to 0. So inequality is this, that x is greater than equals to 2 but less than equals 5. That's the inequality. For the second one, x squared minus 10x plus 21 greater than equals 0. Here, two numbers are negative 7 and negative 3, because if you add them, it will give you negative 10. And on multiplying, will give you 21. So x minus 7 times x minus 3 greater than equals 0. So on plotting, x1 will be 3 and x2 will be 7. It says greater than equals 0. That means looking for the positive reasons only, which are these two. This whole is a positive reason. That means x can take any value that is less than equals to 3. So x is less than equals 3. And another is x can take any value which is greater than equals 7. So x can take any value greater than equals to 7. This one. So x is less than equals 3 or x is greater than equals 7. Now we have three different inequalities. If I plot it on a number line, I'll get to know that we have x which is less than equals to 3. That means it can take all the values less than equals to 3. Then there is 7. X can take all the values that are greater than equals 7. And third one is x is lying in between 2 and 5. So this is 2 and 5. X is lying in between. So I can clearly see the overlapping area is this one. That means x is the value which is less than equals to 3 but greater than equals 2. This one. Now there are two figures given below, a rectangle and a triangle. The man states the area of this rectangle is always greater than the perimeter of the triangle. Prove that the man is wrong. So area of this rectangle is always greater than the perimeter of the triangle. So area of this rectangle is length times width, which is x plus 1 times x minus 1, greater than perimeter, adding all the sides. So 3x minus 1 plus x plus 1 plus x plus 13. So this will be x plus 1 times x minus 1 is x squared minus 1 directly, like that. I told you, if a plus a squared minus b squared format is given, then the factors will be a plus b times a minus b. So the vice versa works as well. So in that case, it will be x plus x squared minus 1 greater than, adding all of them, 3x plus x will give me 5x, and this will be plus 13. Now bringing all to the one side, it will be x squared minus 5x minus 14 greater than 0. Now two numbers, their sum is negative 5 and product is negative 14, are clearly negative 7 and positive 2. So x minus 7 times x plus 5 greater than 0. Now if I solve this one on quadratics, your answer is negative 5, x1 is negative 5 and x2 is positive 7. And greater than 0, that means x can take all the values that are lesser than negative 5, or x can take all the values that are greater than 7. Obviously, we'll not be considering the negative side, the negative values, so we will be focusing on the positive value. And also it says that man states that this rectangle is always greater than. So always, that means for any value of x it will be greater than, but it's not the case, because if you will choose any value which is lesser than 7, then this will not work. X can take all the values that are greater than 7. That means this inequality will be followed only when the value of x is greater than 7. But when it's lesser than it, or when x is less than -5, if the value of x is lying in between -5 to 7, then this inequality will not be satisfied. So definitely the man is wrong. Even you can put the value and can see, let me put the value 6 here, which is less than 7, right? And we are talking about x should be greater than 7. So if I put 6, it will give me 7 as the length and 5 as the width, and area will be 35. When I put x as 6 here, this length will become 7, this will become 17, and this will become 19. And clearly if I add this up, 17 plus 19 plus 7 is going to be greater than 35. So yes, the man was wrong basically. And the last question says 20% of 60x greater than equals x squared plus 10% of 350. Also x is greater than equals 0, then find all the possible values for x. See, 20% of 60x is 12x. Clearly we know how to calculate percentage, and if you don't know, I'll be posting 10 questions on reverse percentage, so you can go through that time. So 12x greater than equals x squared plus 10% of 350 is 35. And also given x is greater than equals 0. Moving 12x onto the right hand side, x squared plus 35 minus 12x greater than equals 0. Sum should be -12 and product should be 35, and two numbers are clearly -7 and -5. So x minus 7 and x minus 5 greater than equals 0. So x1 is 7 and x2 is 5. Here on plotting, two roots are 5 and 7. And inequality says it has to be greater than equals 0. That means positive reason, x should be less than equals 5, or x should be greater than equals 7. Because this is already mentioned that x has to be greater than equals 0, so we'll be considering only the positive values. That means x is less than equals 5, so I can say x can take values from 0 to 5 because this is positive. If I go below 0, it will become negative. And then x should be greater than equals 7. These are all possible values of x. So that's it for today. I hope it's now clear, and if you're not even aware of any linear quadratic inequalities, just go through this video. After it, try to solve these questions 1 to 3 times. At least you have to give some time in practicing. Just don't see the video and you think, okay, I have mastered it. No, you can't. You have to practice it. But obviously if you're running out of time, I would purely suggest you to go through these questions, particularly like only these questions, but practice few times so that you'll gain confidence. So that's it for today, and in next class I'll be back with new topics. So bye, take care, and best of luck.